You know what it points to? It points to the spin-off that I wrote and decided to put online back in December. And no, I'm not saying anybody stole my content or stole my ideas. All I'm saying is that I have really good intuition. Here, check it out.
We all know that the Duffer Brothers are going to be coming out with a spin-off series, and I wrote my own. The title is Outside the Model. It's also going to run with 5 seasons, very similarly to Stranger Things. There will constantly be nods back and forth because they're all within the same world. So, Outside the Model is a companion series set in the Stranger Things universe, but it tells the story backward, through cause instead of consequence. The show begins in the 1950s, inside the earliest version of Hawkins' lab, or whatever lab connected us to this briefcase, when Cold War science, space research, and the national defense quietly push beyond the existing models of physics and human perception that can be explained. What starts as signal testing, radar experiments, and early research tied to the space race becomes the first contact with an anomaly that does not behave like anything on Earth. Each season moves forward 1 decade at a time, showing how the discovery is expanded, controlled, weaponized, and ultimately hidden. As the science crosses new boundaries, so do the social ones. The lab consistently turns to people history already treat as expendable: women, people of color, immigrants, and eventually children. Not because they are weaker, but because the system assumes their lives are easier to risk. The anomaly doesn't just expose the limits of science, it exposes the moral limits of the people studying it. By the 1970s, the lab shifts from understanding to control, laying the groundwork for everything we later see in Hawkins. In the 1980s season, this is going to run parallel to the events in Stranger Things, largely off-screen, focusing on damage control, suppression, and the realization that the situation is no longer contained. The final season moves into the 1990s, after the Cold War ends, when the lab itself must be dismantled, and someone finally chooses to end the system rather than to manage it. This isn't a monster of the week kind of story. It's about how progress becomes dangerous when it stops asking who pays the price. Stranger Things shows us what happens when the dam breaks. Outside the Model will show who built the dam, why it was flawed from the start, why ending the system mattered more than winning. I'm just saying, I happen to have my seasons plotted out. I have a really fun brain. I like to listen to the fans. Duffer Brothers, if you want to get in contact with me, we could probably work something out here.